Good morning, Mega Podlings. It's Crazy Joe. For some reason, it feels very dark in here today. I don't know why. All the lights are on. It's not like anything is burned out. So I don't know why I feel like it's so dark in here. It's very bizarre. Do I look darker than usual? Because it feels darker than usual, but all the lights are on. I don't get it. Anyway, I don't have the chat up. And good morning, Mega Podlings, to each and every one of you. Jamel is here. Hello, Jamel. Excuse me. I need to let you guys know right off the bat. I am just getting over being sick. You may have watched the Cinema Sickness hunting video that we did on Sunday. And you may have noticed I disappeared for a long portion of the video. I started feeling very, very fatigued. And I went and sat down and separated myself from the group. And as the day went on, I just started feeling more and more run down. Missed 2 days of work, was out Monday and Tuesday. Went back to work today. Still have a bit of a hacking cough. So bear with me. I'm doing much better, but I'm not there yet. So I am a little sick today. Mike is here. Aubrey is here. Geriatric Geek is here. Hello to all of you. Sorry, it's my throat. So how is everyone tonight? It is Wednesday. Oh, Brent, thank you, man. You are too kind. I appreciate it, Brent. Brent Oberlin with the super chat for $5. Thank you, man. You're too kind. And Brent, I want to let you know, I talked to my my stepdaughter this morning. I said, hey, we got to do a review of Missing Link. So that is going to be coming up. She definitely wants to see it, and it's just been as with all things in my life, it seems to be everything is a scheduling issue. Especially where my stepdaughter is concerned, because she's only here every other weekend, and we can't like watch movies on school nights because she's got school, she's got homework. So this is the kind of thing we can only do on a weekend, and she's not here every weekend. So we will be watching Missing Link very soon, though. I'm trying to adjust this just right. Rockin' Roger is in the house. Welcome, Roger. It's good to see everyone tonight. It is the night before Joker opens. I'm cautiously optimistic. The movie looks quite good. I'm looking forward to seeing it. But as I've said many times, as good as it looks, it just doesn't look like the Joker to me. I think it's going to be a good movie, but not a good Joker movie. But in any event, I am buying a ticket. I am going to be there tomorrow night. Brent says, been working 13 hours a day as I know about trying to find time to do stuff. Yes, it is not easy. It is not easy. My time is not my own. At least it usually isn't. I actually got to watch 2 movies on Monday because I was homesick. And I watched Electric Boogaloo. Thank you, and a shout out to Mr. Brandon Sullivan, who was able to pick that up for me and gave it to me on Sunday. Very appreciative. And then I decided I was going to watch a Canon film because I just watched a documentary on Canon films. So I watched the movie The Mummy Lives from 1993. And I know Canon films was never the mark of quality. That's not what you're looking for when you go to see a Canon film. But I think I could have done better than The Mummy Lives. That movie was the ultimate sin a movie could commit. It's boring. It's a boring film, and the late great Tony Curtis was just kind of sad walking through that movie in a daze. Aubrey says I should have watched Mean Girls. Maybe, but I don't have Mean Girls. That's the thing. I don't own Mean Girls. So first I have to get my hands on Mean Girls. And number 2, I'm probably not going to watch Mean Girls if I ever... I mean, so one of these days I'll watch Mean Girls, but it's probably not going to be this month. Because, you know, being October, I would like to try to get into the Halloween spirit. I don't often get to watch horror movies because the kids, my wife doesn't like them. The kids are too young for them. That means I got to stay up past everyone else to watch them, and usually I don't have the energy to do that. But if I can do it, I'd like to watch some horror movies. I already watched one horror movie recently, and that was the movie Bad Moon, which was playing on Vudu for free. I don't own the movie Bad Moon, but it was on Vudu's free movies with advertisements. And it's a movie I saw in the theater when it first came out, and quite frankly, I didn't think too much of it years ago. But YouTube's own Lewis Switcher was recently singing the praises of the movie in one of his videos, and I thought I would give it another shot. I'm like, what the heck, I'll give this another shot. It's been about 20 years, and he seems to think it's very, very good. So it was free, and I watched it, and I gotta say, I did really appreciate the puppetry, because the werewolf was clearly a puppet, and I enjoyed that. Being a fan of puppeteering, I enjoyed that. But other than the puppet effects, I really wasn't a fan of the movie. So I'm sorry, Lewis. I know you love it, but I couldn't really get into it aside from the puppet effects. Anyway, Electronic Firing Squad says, longtime viewer, first ever in the live chat. Well, welcome, Electronic Firing Squad. Happy to have you here. Rock and Roger asks, do you like the Wrong Turn movies? I'll be honest with you, Rock and Roger, I've only seen one of them, and I think it was part 2. And the only reason I saw that was because when I first signed up for Vudu, they gave you a bunch of free movies, and that was one of them. You guys sure I don't look darker to you, like less lit? Because it definitely looks darker to me, which I can't understand, because all the lights are on. I really don't get it, but it looks darker to me. Anyway. Wrong Turn 2, only one I saw. I was lukewarm with it. It was okay. I didn't like it enough that I sought out the others, but I didn't really feel like I wasted my time watching it either. It was perfectly okay. Brent says, I'll buy and send you a copy of Mean Girls. Brent, thank you. That's very kind. You don't have to do that, though. I'm sure I could pick it up at a thrift store somewhere. I could probably find it for $1. Frankly, I wasn't looking for it. I probably could have found it at the flea market this weekend. I didn't even think of it. But I should remember to keep an eye out for it. Sam says, you can like movies on Letterboxd. You can like movies on Letterboxd. Are you going to watch some horror? Also, are you going to watch some horror films? Well, Sam, I'm not sure what you're saying there, Sam. I've been listing everything I watch on Letterboxd, and you know that because you follow me and I follow you. Am I going to watch some horror films? I'm going to try. We will see how it works out. There's some I'd like to revisit, and Cinema Sickness and I were talking about this in the car the other day. I'd like to revisit American Werewolf in Paris, because that's another one that I only saw once in the theater over 20 years ago. Didn't really leave a good impression with me, but I always thought, maybe I should give that another shot and see if it's as bad as I remembered. So we'll see. Aubrey says, will you watch any kids' Halloween films with the girls? Maybe. I know Jackie likes Spookly the Square Pumpkin. I got some problems with that one because, number one, it's really poorly animated. Number two, it's a complete ripoff of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And number three, and this is a spoiler if you don't want to know the end, they kill him. They carve the pumpkin at the end. Anyway, we'll probably, and we'll watch The Great Pumpkin. That's not a movie though; that's a TV special. But we watch The Great Pumpkin every year. What are some good Halloween movies I could watch with the kids? Technically, E.T. is a Halloween movie. Let's not forget, E.T. takes place at Halloween. Charlene Hodges says, what's your best movie of 2019 so far? That's tough. It's either Avengers Endgame or it's Shazam. I'm not sure which. I think Avengers Endgame's the better movie, but I think Shazam is more rewatchable. Shazam is more fun, whereas Avengers Endgame is kind of heavy, and, not everyone makes it out alive, and there's tears shed, and it's long. It's 3 hours long. It's cumbersome. Whereas Shazam is very rewatchable. So, I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up between those two. I think Endgame's the better movie, but I think Shazam is the more fun, rewatchable movie of the two. So it's one or the other. Sam says it does look darker. Thank you, Sam. I knew I wasn't crazy, but I don't know why. Every single light is on. There's not a light out down here. And the dimmer switch is all the way up. I don't get it. Wait a minute. The dimmer switch over there was turned up, not back here. But you see, you know what? I don't know if I like that because now, like, I got a big light shining down on me. Maybe it was better the way it was. I don't know. Maybe it was better this way. What do you guys think? I don't know. I'll have to play with the lighting sometime. So, Electronic Firing Squad says, huge Puppeteer fan too. Been loving watching old episodes of Blizzard Island on YouTube. I'm not familiar with Blizzard Island. I'm going to have to check that out. Joey Baseball says, you going to watch the Joker movie? Yes, tomorrow night. I'm going to go check it out tomorrow night. Back Quinn Forever says, are there any horror films you consider to be essentials for the Halloween season? 2. There's 2 essentials that I try to watch every year. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch and Trick or Treat. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, a lot of people give it a hard time because it doesn't have Michael Myers in it. I think it's the best Halloween movie. I think it's the most entertaining, and I think it's the most Halloween-y. Whereas Halloween, the original Halloween, takes place on Halloween. It doesn't really have to take place on Halloween. It could be a guy stalking, a girl any night of the week. It just happens to be Halloween. Whereas Halloween 2 is just kind of basted, marinated in Halloween imagery, and it feels more Halloween-y to me. So Halloween 3 and Trick or Treat are my 2 kind of go-to Halloween movies. I really like those 2. Sam says, I meant like reviews, not movies. I'm also going to check out Bad Moon on Tubi. Oh, that's on Tubi as well? I didn't know that. Brent says, how about Mary-Kate and Ashley's Double Double Toil and Trouble? I can promise you, Brent, I won't be watching that one. I'm the wrong generation for Mary-Kate and Ashley. I was a little too old for that when it was a thing, so I don't have the nostalgia factor for it. Also, I think I heard this weekend that they're all really hard to come by. They're all out of print. At least that's what Rick was telling me. Marie says, hey, I'm not in my pajamas yet. Hi from Carrie and hi. Hello, Marie. Happy Horror Month. Don't forget to post a scary movie every day. I wish I could watch a movie every day, Marie, but that is not in the cards, unfortunately. Aubrey says, Hocus Pocus and Spooky Buddies. I got to tell you guys, I've never seen Hocus Pocus, and I got to be honest, I've never wanted to see Hocus Pocus. I don't really like Sarah Jessica Parker, and I'm not crazy about Kathy Najimy. I don't know. Everything about that movie just seems like it's not up my alley. I know people really love it, though. It's just one of those movies that I've never really wanted to watch. Donnie B says, just joining. Welcome, Donnie B. Welcome to the party. Brent says, what's the longest movie you saw besides Marvel movies? Well, there's a lot of 3-hour movies out there. I mean, there's the Godfather movies. There's Magnolia. I love Magnolia. I have so much love for Magnolia. That's a 3-hour long movie. I don't know. There's a lot of 3-hour long movies out there. So, I mean, Boogie Nights is 2.5 hours. That's one of my all-time favorite movies. Brandon says, so is the Questar tapes any good? I'd not heard of it until I came across it today. Brandon, the Questar tapes was a pilot for a proposed TV series, never went to series, created by Gene Roddenberry about an android. And Questar was the prototype for Data. Obviously, the Questar tapes did not get picked up as a series as Gene Roddenberry hoped. And the android character that from the Questar tapes was kind of retconned into Data for Star Trek: The Next Generation. So there you go. Questar tapes. It was Gene Roddenberry. It was a pilot, and it never got picked up. But it's sort of the Data's ancestor, if you will, because the Questar character kind of was reworked into Data on Next Generation. I've actually never seen it. I'm kind of jealous of that find. That's a good find, Brandon. That is a very good find. I think that was an on-demand only title. Like I think that was manufactured like not Warner Archives because it was a Universal film, but I don't think it was just mass marketed. I think that was one of those on-demand. Electronic Firing Squad says definitely not missing having cable. Freeform's Halloween lineup is sad stuff. Backwin says I'm glad Halloween 3 is getting a lot of love now. Back when people complained about no Michael Myers in it. I think that it's a shame Michael Myers came back in Halloween 4, honestly. I think if they had continued on and done another anthology film in 4, then people would have just accepted that, oh, Halloween's an anthology series now. I think as soon as they went back and brought Michael Myers back, Halloween 3 kind of became the oddball, whereas Halloween 2 could have been the oddball. If you had continued on and made 4 and 5 and 6 and done the anthology format, which I think was a great idea, then Halloween 2 actually would have been the only oddball in the bunch, because that would have been the one movie that was like a sequel. And it would have been like, well, that's weird. Excuse me, like I said, I do have a cough. I am sick. I apologize. Donnie B says, anyone else having issues with Vudu? I have not. Vudu's kind of my go-to streaming service. What kind of issues are you having, Donnie? Just curious. Backwin says, what's really sad is one of the reasons why the film did so badly is because Universal hated the film's dark ending, which sucks because it's so ambiguous. I loved that ending. I love everything about Halloween 3. I really do. Charlene Hodges says, what movies are you looking forward to in 2019? Well, Charlene, most of the movies I was really looking forward to have already come out. But I'm really looking forward to Rise of Skywalker. I'm very excited for Rise of Skywalker. Other than Rise of Skywalker, I don't know any other movies that I'm really excited for left in 2019. I mean, there's movies I'm going to go see, but that's my last, like super anticipated. Backquin Forever says, honestly, an evil mask maker sacrificing children with evil masks is way scarier than a guy in a white William Shatner mask. You're right. You're right, it is. Okay, guys, I fell way behind here. Brent Oberlin says, Ernest Scared Stupid is a classic. Absolutely it is. Nathan says, Scorsese's The Irishman is over 3.5 hours long. Yes, that is a long film, but one that I will try to find the time to watch. Unfortunately, that one isn't, I think, that's going to be playing in some theaters, right? Like, I'd rather see it in a theater than watch it at home, because I always say, if I try to watch things at home, I don't really get to watch them. Theater's the only place I could be left alone and, just concentrate on the movie with no distractions. Sam says, just watched Child's Play 1980 last Saturday. What an amazing movie. Do you mean the 88 film? Child's Play, the 1988 Child's Play? Or is there another movie called Child's Play that I'm not aware of? There may be another one. I don't know. Joey says you need to broaden your horizons. You can't be a cinephile if you refuse to watch movies because you think you won't like them. Actually, Joey, I can. I'll tell you why. I got kids. I have a very limited amount of time. I got kids. I got a job. I got things that have to be done around the house. My time is very limited. And then I'm trying to make videos. I'm trying to, go out every now and then with Cinema Sickness. I'm trying to do Lunchbox bunch of videos. I don't have a lot of free time. So I gotta, kind of choose what I'm going to do with my free time carefully. There's so many movies that I want to see. So many movies that I genuinely want to watch. And I can't find time to get to them. So if there's a movie that doesn't look that interesting to me, it's not a priority. It's just not. I mean, I still haven't watched The Wolf of Wall Street. I want to watch it. I own it. I still haven't gotten to it. I've got so many movies that I've picked up from hunting with Cinema Sickness that have been sent to me. I got so many movies in that closet over there that I've never watched. And I just can't find the time to do it all. So you got to prioritize. If something doesn't look good to you, why are you going to waste your time with that when there is something that does look good to you that you still haven't gotten to? Just the way it is. Maybe someday when I'm retired, I'll have time to watch everything, but right now I don't. Backwin Forever says, I'm on my second day of Halloween binge marathon. I finished Friday the 13th yesterday and part 2 today. I'm keeping up with Monster Madness and Long Box of the Damned. I don't know what Long Box of the Damned and Monster Madness is. You'll have to let me know. What are they? Brandon says it's a Universal Vault title. It's actually still sealed. I noticed that. That's very cool. VM119. I think you asked this a week ago or when I was on Cinema Sickness or something, but you said, what's your favorite American Horror Story season? I only have seen the first season. I started to watch the second season, and I couldn't get into the second season. So I actually never watched past the first season, but I really like the first season. The new season, isn't the new season 1984, like a summer camp, Friday the 13th type thing? That looked pretty cool. I actually thought maybe I'll jump back in for that one. By the way, I'm going to go off on a tangent here. A friend of mine, shortly before I started the live stream, posted something on his Instagram about having watched a documentary that I had never heard of. And apparently it's streaming on some sites like Amazon Prime. You got to pay for it. You got to pay a rental fee. But it's on Amazon Prime. It's on Google Play. But there's a documentary out right now called Halloween in a Box. Has anyone heard of this? I watched the trailer. It's a documentary about Ben Cooper boxed Halloween costumes with the plastic masks. And see that, like I saw that trailer. I didn't even know this movie existed. That jumped way up on my must-watch list. That's probably going to be the next movie I watch. I'm really excited to watch that now. Has anyone heard of it? Has anyone seen it? Halloween in a Box. I'm excited about that. Donnie B says it won't even connect. I Googled it. Apparently there's a big outrage with Voodoo right now. Something can't connect to the service. Well, you know, I haven't tried it in a couple days. So maybe it is out. I don't know. Disney fan says, what about Frozen 2? We're going to go see Frozen 2. We got daughters. They love Frozen. Kira's got the Frozen 2 poster on her wall already. We got it from Disney Movie Rewards right before they closed down. We got the teaser for Frozen 2 poster hanging on our wall because she loves Anna and Elsa. Joey says, what's your favorite DreamWorks animation movie or series? The How to Train Your Dragon movies are great. I also really liked Monsters vs. Aliens. I thought that was a really good one. Charlene says, what about Terminator Dark Fate? I don't know. I'm not interested. I'll probably go see it because I have AMC Plus. It's not like I'm going to pay any extra if I go or don't go. I'm still paying $20 a month. So I'll probably go sit through it. But I'm really not a fan of this thing where we just say, oh, the last movie didn't happen. It feels lazy to me. It just really feels lazy to me. I wasn't crazy when Halloween did it, and I'm not crazy that Terminator's doing it. But I'll probably watch the movie. Electronic Firing Squad says, what type of work do you do for your 9 to 5, Joe? Electronic Firing Squad, I'd rather not answer that. Just because, I don't know if you're familiar with Jacob the Carpetbagger. Jacob the Carpetbagger had a troll who was giving him trouble at work, and he ended up losing his job over it. I got to worry about my family. So, I'm not saying you're going to do anything, but, a lot of people watch this. So I'd rather not say where I work. Nathan says, after you threw away Titanic, did you go back and get it? I will preserve the mystery. I will preserve the mystery. If I answered that, there would be no mystique in this world. We need the mystery. Aubrey says, you're doing a great job, Joe. Life takes priority over film watching. Thank you, Aubrey. Thank you. I do wish I had more time to watch movies, though. Joey says, you say you don't have time, but you watched Avengers, Captain Marvel, and Shazam 4 times. Yes, in the theater. I watched them in the theater 4 times. Because it's easy to watch things in the theater. Watching things at home is impossible. 3B Video says, hey, buddy. Hey, 3B Video. Good to see you. I always say, if I don't see something in the theater, the odds of me seeing it are slim. It's easier to watch things in the theater because at home there's too many distractions. In the theater, I'm focused. I could sit. I could watch a movie. There's nothing, no one bothering me. Theater's easy. If I see it in the theater, I see it. If I have to wait for it to come home, I might not get a chance to watch it. Aubrey says the good thing about American Horror Story is you don't have to watch all the seasons. Pick and choose which seasons look interesting to you. Very true. What are the good seasons? Let me know. What are the best seasons of American Horror Story? Backwin Forever says Monster Madness is the series created by James Rolfe. Oh yeah. Okay, I've seen his Monster Madness videos. I didn't put two and two together, but yeah, I have seen his videos. He does a good job. He's a good guy too. Really, if anyone's met him, he's just super nice guy. Backwin says Long Box of the Damned is a series by Linkara. He reviews horror comics for 31 days. I'm not familiar with him. Nathan Brittle says, I want to get the documentary about The Shining on Blu-ray, room 217. I haven't seen that documentary yet. I'd like to check that out. 3B Video says, going to a midnight screening of Joker tonight. They're doing a midnight screening of Joker tonight? Do you remember when they used to do midnight screenings on a Thursday before a movie opened? Movie opened on Friday. They did the screening on a Thursday. Now, instead of a midnight screening, they go like the first showings are like at 7 o'clock on Thursday. And now we're having midnight on the Wednesday. It's crazy. When do we start getting the midnight screening on the Tuesday before? Let's wait and see. Bet it happens. Electronic Firing Squad says Halloween in a Box is a great doc. Rob Caprazzoli is a friend of a friend. Good stuff. Okay, I look forward to seeing it. I can't wait to see it. My one complaint is it's not on Vudu though. I mean, if I'm gonna buy the thing digitally, I'd rather own it on Vudu than Amazon Prime. But Sam says that's fine. No need to tell us your job. All respect to you. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate it. And like I said, I got they're decent viewers. I've had a few trolls. There's a couple people I had to block, but generally speaking, I haven't had many problems on this channel. Charlene says I already knew you got it out of the trash because I watch Cinema live stream and he said you took it back out. Oh, he ruined the mystique. Or was he lying? Is he lying? It's possible. 3B Video says I do content very similar to James, all horror content, but I actually built a video store in my basement as well. Hate to shameless plug. Hey, no, that sounds awesome. And in fact, I think I told you last week I was going to check your channel out. I'm ashamed to admit I forgot to do it. But I'll admit I forgot to do it. Let me write that down. Look at this. I'm writing on a paper towel. I should have a notepad here. But and I should also have a pen that works, shouldn't I? Oh, no, this works. Okay. It just doesn't work very well. All right. I'm going to make a note to check out your channel. And I'm sorry. I dropped the ball. Donnie says, I got free time because my job closed down. I get severance till the end of the year. Began keeping a clean house and doing chores. Then I could sneak a movie or two. Yeah, I was going out to the movies a lot when I was out of work. It's kind of nice seeing movies in the middle of the day. Electronic Firing Squad says, Charlene, the mystery is dead. VM119 says first season in Coven, third season. Okay. I'll have to remember to check out Coven. I'll write that down too. Aubrey says Freak Show is her personal favorite. All right. I'm writing it down. I should have a notepad though. I'm writing this on paper towel. I should have a notepad. Brandon says Room 237 is one of the most heavy-handed, full of hot air documentaries I've ever seen. Ah, Brandon is not a fan. All right. And I can't comment. I haven't seen it. 3B Video says my wife's best friend runs the theater, so they are checking file tonight, so I'm going to sit in. Ah, well, that makes sense. Where do you live, 3B? Can I come join you? I got work in the morning. Backwin Forever says, I believe Dave has met the nerd before in one of his videos. James has always been one of my idols in life. Yeah, Backwin, we both have met James several times. He lives near us. He's local. I met him before he was even the Angry Video Game Nerd. We met in line to meet Wes Craven at a horror convention. He was just the guy standing behind me. And I was alone, and I just turned to him and said, hey, would you take my picture? And he was like, yeah, and he took the picture. And then he said, I don't have a camera. would you take, and this is before cell phone cameras, this was an actual camera. He said, would you mind taking my picture and I'll give you my address and you mail me the picture? I said, yeah, sure. He wasn't anyone then. He wasn't on YouTube or anything. So he and I were actually friends on MySpace back in the day. And then one day I came upon one of his videos and I'm like, oh, that's James. That's the guy from the, I mean, he and I weren't like buddies or anything, but I met him way back when. He was always a nice guy, always super nice. And then we see him every year at Blobfest. We see him every year at RetroCon. He's just super super nice guy. Anyway, what was I saying? Back when Forever says, "Oh, I used to watch all the old Monster Madness videos as a kid." Okay. Scott Sondheim says, "Are you a fan of the classic Universal horror monsters? I feel they've held up all these years. I love the classic monsters, especially Wolfman and the Creature from the Black Lagoon. Those are my two favorites, Wolfman and the Creature from the Black Lagoon." I'm wondering, actually. Oh, they're over. Okay. I got some cool Universal Monster pillows. I really like them. You know what? Let me go get them. Hang on a second. I got these pillows a couple years ago. Here's one of the Frankenstein monster. And here's one of Dr. Frankenstein. So yeah, those are my two Universal Monster pillows. Brandon says, I'll be seeing Joker tomorrow at 4. I will be going at 9. 3B Video says, dude, you're the man. Thank you. Oh, no problem, 3B. It sounds like you do great videos. I'd like to check them out. Several people here in the chat do great videos. Geriatric Geek does great videos. Everyone check him out. Everyone check J2H out. If I'm forgetting someone, I apologize. But a lot of my viewers also do great content and should be checked out. Electronic Firing Squad says, write down Blizzard Island and thank me later. Okay, I will do so. I should also write down, get a notepad. Charlene says, how's your sleep apnea? I know the feeling because my husband has it pretty bad. If he's not doing anything, it affects him pretty bad. Well, having been sick, I haven't even been able to use my CPAP. I don't know how other people with CPAPs feel, but when I'm really congested, I can't wear the mask. So anytime I'm sick, I have to take the mask off, which means I have to sleep in another room for my wife because I snore and then I keep her awake. So I've been down the basement a couple nights, and then she slept on the couch one night and let me take the bed, but I couldn't wear the mask while I was sick. Tonight I'm going to try to wear the mask again. Let's see. Nathan Brittle says Bride of Frankenstein is the best. I love Bride of Frankenstein. That's a classic. Sam reminds us that bald is best. Thank you, Sam. But all things considered, I'd rather have a full head of hair again. Aubrey says, I'm looking forward to watching Frankenstein with my kid this year. He's always been my favorite. I like Frankenstein. I was never real big on Dracula. Dracula's never been my favorite. But, I mean, Dracula's okay. We have been, if you look back in the archives, if you go way back on this channel, one of the first videos Cinema Sickness and I ever did together was we went to the grave of Edward Van Sloan, who played Van Helsing in the original Dracula. Donnie says, do you have cable alternate like YouTube TV or other streaming service? I'm trying to cut the cord on cable. You know what? We actually did not cut the cord because we found it's actually more expensive to cut the cord. Because where we live, the internet is cheaper bundled with cable. To get internet only, we were like, well, we're not saving anything. If we get internet only without cable, the price of internet only was just too high. So we couldn't we looked into cutting the cord, and it actually didn't make sense, so we didn't end up doing it. Joey asks if I've ever met Sven Gooley. I haven't. I reached out to him and asked him to be a guest on the podcast and never heard back from him. I need to try again, see if I can get him. Scott says Creature from the Black Lagoon is amazing. To think it was made in 1954, no CGI needed. Yeah, I love the Creature from the Black Lagoon. What a great creature makeup. It's just wonderful. 3B Video says, oh man, Sven. Here where I'm from, we have Dr. Sanguinary. I'm not familiar with him. I am friendly with Mr. Lobo, though. So I do know a horror movie host. I know Mr. Lobo. As I'm sure you know, he's been in my videos several times. He's a nice guy. Here in the Philadelphia area, our big ones were, and I don't really remember them because I was too young, but when I was, I guess, very young, and a lot of people a little older than me have fond memories of Dr. Shock. I don't remember Dr. Shock. Dr. Shock, I was just too young. I don't remember Dr. Shock. But what I do remember is growing up on Saturday nights here in Philadelphia, right after Saturday Night Live, was Saturday Night Dead with Stella. So that one I remember. I have fond memories of Saturday Night Dead. Joey says, I get so many notepads in the mail. So do I. I don't think to bring them down here. I really should. Sam says, watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Also watch Bowfinger. And will you watch Dolomite Is My Name? I can't wait to see Dolomite Is My Name. And I've seen Bowfinger and Killer Clowns. I own both Bowfinger and Killer Clowns. Bowfinger's a great movie. I might say it's the last great movie Eddie Murphy was ever in. Hopefully that changes very soon. Jeff says, same here. Can't wear CPAP when I'm sick. I'm glad to hear I'm not the only one. VM119 says, what Harry Potter house are you in? Well, I put the Sorting Hat on once on the Warner Brothers back lot. And the Sorting Hat told me I was in Slytherin. My wife says, no, you're not a Slytherin. You're a Hufflepuff. So I don't know. My wife says I'm a Hufflepuff. But according to the Sorting Hat, I'm a Slytherin. Sav is here. Welcome, Sav. Nathan says Dracula hasn't aged well. It was too stagey. I don't know that I've ever been into any version of Dracula, though, Nathan. Not just the original. Like Christopher Lee never really did much for me either. I don't know. 3B says Invisible Man is awesome as well. He's insane. Gotta love the Invisible Man. Aubrey says, have you watched Maniacal Cinephile on YouTube? He's really creative with his review videos, but he's been gone from YouTube for a while. I haven't seen him, but there's a puppet that reviews horror movies now. I can't remember the name. I'll have to find it, but there is a puppet that reviews horror movies now. Scott Sonheim says, feel better, buddy. I enjoy all you do. Good night, all. Oh, thank you, Scott. Appreciate it. I am feeling better. I'm not there yet, but I'm feeling better. Brandon says, I vaguely remember Saturday Night Dead. Oh, man, Saturday Night Dead. That was a show. That was a show. In fact, I think Stella from Saturday Night Dead still makes a lot of public appearances in the area. I've never seen her appear anywhere, but I think she... I think she's very. I think she got very popular. She's very popular. I think with a gay audience. So I think she does a lot of like gay themed events. So which is fine, but I'm not usually at those events, which is why I don't usually see her. But I think that's what she does now. A lot of what she does now. Brian says, I watched Motel Hell last night. Really good. I've heard good things about Motel Hell, Brian. I've never seen it. Yeah, I've always heard that's pretty good. Sav, did you say hello a second time? Yes, you did. I was like, man, I think I'm seeing things. Hello, Sav. Welcome to the room, Sav. Joey Baseball says Shrek is a good Eddie Murphy movie. The first one, I'll give you the first one. I don't know about the sequels. Second one wasn't bad. 3B Video also says Motel Hell is awesome. Let me write down Motel Hell because I have heard that title many times, but I've never watched it. Spiky USA says, did you ever meet Captain Noah? Yes, I did. I did meet Captain Noah years ago. Back when I was doing college radio, I actually got a station ID from him. The station was it was the radio station for Delaware County Community College Radio, WDCR. And Captain Noah said, "Here I am, an old television star, and I'm on WDCR." And then he started singing, "Send your pictures to dear old Captain Noah." It was awesome. It was awesome. And you know what, Spikey? Anyone watching right now who doesn't live in the Philadelphia area has no idea who Captain Noah is. Captain Noah was a children's TV host here in the Philly area for many, many, many years. Sam says they announced a new Punisher animated movie for Disney Plus. Oh, I hadn't heard that. And another Beverly Hills Cop movie. I didn't hear that either. Who's making Beverly Hills Cop? That was a Paramount property. That wasn't for Disney Plus, was it? Because Paramount made the Beverly Hills Cops movies. Electronic Firing Squad says currently working on a Son of Ghoul documentary. You're working on that, Electronic Firing Squad? That's awesome. Let us know more about it. I've heard of Son of Ghoul. I've never seen Son of Ghoul, but I've heard of him. There's a great documentary called American Scary. It's a horror a documentary about horror movie hosts. Hang on a second. I'll grab it. Here it is, American Scary. If you're interested in horror movie hosts, this is a great documentary. And this is where I heard about Son of Ghoul. I wasn't familiar with him until I saw this. My friend Mr. Lobo is featured in this documentary, as is Stella from Saturday Night Dead. This is a really good documentary if you're into horror movie hosts. Joey Baseball says, "Did you get your flu shot?" Not yet. I'm going to, though. Bradshaw Studio says hello from Bend, Oregon. Hello, Bradshaw Studios. Hello from Philadelphia. Excuse me. Evan says, "Hey, Joe, did you buy anything on your trip to Jersey?" I did. And I'm thinking maybe I'll do a video on that, which is something I don't usually do, but I might. Because I got something kind of cool. Anyway. Sev says The Incredible Shrinking Man was a good movie. Oh, absolutely. Richard Matheson. That was a Richard Matheson story. I love The Incredible Shrinking Man. Joey Baseball says, "Do you like Gordon Ramsay?" He's okay. My daughter really likes him. My daughter's really into cooking and baking shows, and she likes, is it MasterChef? Is that the one he hosts? She likes MasterChef quite a bit. Donnie B says, "I got Midsommar lined up to watch tomorrow. I can promise you I won't be watching that one." I know my friend Dave Perillo, Lunchbox Bunch Dave Perillo, watched Midsommar, and he called me and told me it was horrible. But don't take our word for it. If you liked, what do you call it? I can't think of the name. The other movie that director made. I don't know, the one with Toni Collette, the one that came out a year ago. If you liked that, you probably like Midsommar, but I didn't like that. Dave didn't like that. So that guy, that director, is just not our style, I don't think. Hereditary. Thank you, Brandon. I took a peek down to the bottom because I knew one of you was going to say it. Nathan says, "Just watch Train to Busan, great zombie movie." That's another one I own and haven't gotten to. I think I picked that up at a Dollar Tree, actually. But I do want to check that out one of these days. Mike D says, "Hey, Joe, really dig your jokes. They're always on point. I don't know why people don't appreciate Quit Wit." Thank you, Mike. I have a very cheesy, stupid sense of humor. I know that. If you're into cheesy and stupid jokes, then I got you covered. I know my oldest does not appreciate my sense of humor at all. Not at all. Sam says Beverly Hills 5 isn't going to Disney Plus. Two different sentences. Okay. But wouldn't it be Beverly Hills Cop 4? Here's what I will say. If they do make a Beverly Hills Cop for I do hope on the Blu-ray they put the pilot episode as an extra for the Beverly Hills Cop TV series because it was shot and CBS passed on it. So there is an hour-long pilot for a Beverly Hills Cop TV show. Stick it as an extra on the Blu-ray. Let us get to see it. I don't know. I want my slaw is in the house. He says, "Hey Joe, how are you?" I am all right. I'm a little sick, but I'm all right. Brandon says Motel Hell is free on Tubi and Vudu. All right, awesome. Thank you for the tip. I will check it out. Free on Tubi and Vudu. That is good to know. Donnie B says, did anyone else see some kind of trailer for a new Back to the Future movie? There won't be a new Back to the Future movie. They've already said many times there won't. I know people put together fan trailers. I don't know if that's what you saw or if it's a trailer for something else that they're doing together. But I do know that Zemeckis and Bob Gale actually have a contract with Universal that says they can't make another Back to the Future unless they sign off on it, and they will not sign off on it. Sav says it's 2:40 a.m. in the UK. I appreciate you letting us keep you up, Sav. Electronic Firing Squad says American Scary is great. Oh, you've seen it. All right. In good taste most of the time, Joe. Thank you. Yeah, we're shooting interviews now. My 9 to 5 is filmmaking. Please don't troll me. I won't troll you, Electronic Firing Squad. I promise. But if you need a venue to help promote your movie, please come here. We would love to. Do you live in Ohio, Electronic Firing Squad? Where are you located? If you're, I'd love to talk to you more about that documentary. I'd like to hear more about it. Come on here, tell us about it. Anyway. Evan says, did I buy the Steelbook for Spider-Man Far From Home? I did. I love Far From Home was my second favorite Spider-Man movie ever made after Spider-Man 2. I really liked Far From Home quite a bit. Joey Baseball says, did my comment on the Lunchbox Bunch? I said School of Lunchboxes was more appropriate than Pride of Lunchboxes. I read that. Did I comment on your comment, or did I? Because I thought it was kind of funny and actually true. It is more appropriate. Aubrey says, do you consider Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween or a Christmas film? Absolutely a Christmas film, without question. Because Christmas is the drive of the story. You got a little bit of Halloween at the beginning. You got a little bit of Halloween at the end. But the movie is about Jack Skellington trying to do Christmas, trying to put on Christmas. And the thrust of the movie is him making Christmas. And I mean, Christmas is the whole thrust of the film. Then at the end, he decides, no, you know what? I should go back to Halloween. That's where I belong. But the film's plot is Christmas centric. So I think it's definitely one I watch. I never watch it at Halloween, but I watch it at Christmas all the time. Sav says, I've been rewatching Deep Space Nine, just finished rewatching Little Green Men. Little Green Men is a great episode. Probably the second best Ferengi episode the series ever produced. My favorite Ferengi episode is The Magnificent Ferengi. The one where Iggy Pop plays a Vorta. And Iggy Pop is the best Vorta on the entire series. But yeah, I love The Magnificent Ferengi and Little Green Men. Close second. That is a great movie. Anyone who doesn't watch Deep Space Nine, Little Green Men was an episode where 3 of the Ferengi characters, Quark, Rom, and Nog, played by the late Aaron Eisenberg, who we just lost about a week ago, they are on their way to Earth and they accidentally travel through time and crash land on Roswell, New Mexico in 1947. Hilarious episode. Really good. Sam says 4, not 5. I thought 5 was too many. That's in reference to Beverly Hills Cop. Joey Baseball says, I heard that Maury was an extra in the Beverly Hills Cop pilot. He probably was. That Maury gets around. Bobby Bolin is in the house. Hi, Bobby. Welcome to the party. Sam Haskell says, you should read my review of Brightburn. Leave a like. Absolutely. I totally will. I enjoyed Brightburn. I didn't love it. I was a little disappointed that it was too much on the nose. Like I was hoping it would kind of like surprise me and go somewhere I didn't see coming, but it was a little exactly what I expected. But I enjoyed it. Mike D says, "Which lunch boxes are you most interested in finding? I will be on the lookout for some here in thrift stores in New Orleans." Oh, thank you, Mike. I'm really looking for. I need a Battlestar Galactica lunchbox. I'd like to find Battlestar Galactica. Dave found a Buck Rogers. I still don't have a Buck Rogers lunchbox. I'd like to get that one. Uh, I I need a Star Wars and a Return of the Jedi. Those are the big ones. I don't know. The Fall Guy. I wanted a Fall Guy lunchbox. Anyway, one of these days I will find them all. Joey says the main song that everyone knows from the movie is called "This Is Halloween" and is one of the most popular Halloween songs. Very true. Aubrey says that's how I feel about Nightmare too. It's Christmas film 100%. There's lots of people say it's Halloween. The story is all Christmas oriented. You know what I always say, Aubrey? There's two kinds of people in this world: people who think that Nightmare Before Christmas is a Halloween film, and those of us that are right. Donnie says, I don't know which it is, so I've never watched it even though I own it. It's a great movie, Donnie. You could actually watch it any time of year. It's great. But I say watch it at Christmas time. It's more Christmassy than Halloweeny. Electronic Firing Squad says, thanks, Joe. Would love to. I'm in Columbus. I'm a Columbus, Ohio native. I divide my time between Columbus and Culver City due to work. Well, we would love to help promote your movie. And I can't wait to see it. I want to see this movie. Sam says, did I like Cult of Chucky? I didn't just watch Saturday. Okay. Something got lost in translation there, Sam. But yeah, I did like Cult of Chucky quite a bit. I like pretty much all the original Chucky movies with the exception of Seed of Chucky. Seed of Chucky is pretty horrible. And you know what? Child's Play 3 is nothing special either. I think the first two are really solid. The third one starts to get to be a bit much. The fourth one kind of reinvented it as a comedy, and it was a smart move. It kind of breathed new life into things. Then the fifth one kind of went a little too far with the goofy. Then the last two, Curse and Cult, just really well done films. Yeah, but with the exception of 3 and 5, I'd say they're all pretty solid. And I think the last two were two of the best, Curse and Cult. Joey says, have I been to the store Five Below? Many times. Many times. We have a Five Below around here. I don't go in there as often as I used to because they don't have as much stuff as they used to have. They used to have a lot of movies in there. They don't carry a lot of movies anymore. They have cool t-shirts, but they don't usually have my size. So I don't go in there as much as I used to, but I do go in there. Joey says, what were your favorite Saturday morning cartoons growing up? Oh, Super Friends. Loved Super Friends, especially the later seasons like Superpowers Team Galactic Guardians. I really liked Superpowers Team. What else was I really into? I liked Ewoks and droids. I was so excited about the idea of Star Wars being on every Saturday morning. I used to watch Fonzie and the Happy Days Gang. Remember that cartoon where Fonzie traveled through time? I used to watch that. I used to watch, though I wouldn't say, there were cartoons I watched that I didn't like, though, just because they were on. Like, I never was crazy about Kissy Fur, but I used to watch Kissy Fur because it was the first thing on Saturday mornings. It came on at 8 a.m., but I didn't love it. I don't even know that I liked it. It was on. Aubrey says, I have Cult, but I haven't seen it yet. Is it worth the watch? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, definitely watch it. Especially if you like the others. Donnie says, what about the Child's Play remake? Is it any good? Donnie, the Child's Play remake, I was very angry about that remake. Because the creator of the series creator of Child's Play, Don Mancini, has worked on every Child's Play movie. And MGM owned the rights to the first film only. They passed on Child's Play 2. MGM made Child's Play 1, passed on Child's Play 2. Franchise went on to Universal, made 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. MGM realizes, hey, we got the rights to Child's Play 1, let's remake it. Well, the problem is, Don Mancini, the creator of the series, was still working on the franchise over at Universal. And he didn't want them to do it. He's like, hey, I'm still doing Child's Play. You can't remake it. I'm still doing the original series. And they went ahead. They did it anyway. I thought it was really underhanded. I thought it was dirty. I didn't like it. I saw the trailer, and I thought, you know what? I don't like that this movie exists. I don't like that this movie got made. But I bet it's going to be a good movie. I bet it's going to be a good movie in spite of the fact it shouldn't exist. Because it looked like talent was behind it. And I thought, okay, this is going to be a good movie. But it's one I can't support because it happened a dirty way. They screwed over the creator of the series. And I can't really support that. I can't support them taking the guy who came up with the thing and running away with his idea while he's still toiling away trying to do his own thing with that. So I did watch the movie. I didn't pay for it because I didn't want to support that movie with my money. But I wanted to be able to review it. So I watched it, and like I said, I thought it was going to be good in spite of the dirty deeds that went on. And I hated the movie. I really hated it. I thought it ripped stuff off of number one, obviously the original, because it was a remake of the original. So it's not really a ripping off when you're remaking it. But it took a lot from the original. It took a lot from things like the movie Chopping Mall. It ripped stuff off of Cult of Chucky. There were aspects of Cult of Chucky that the remake ripped off. And then you had like Aubrey Plaza, who is a great actress. I really like Aubrey Plaza. Severely miscast. She did not fit the role at all. So I expected it to be good in spite of the fact that I didn't like the shenanigans that went on behind the scenes. But as it turns out, I didn't like the movie at all. Anyway, sorry for the rant. There we go. All right. Aubrey says, I spent my Saturday mornings watching cooking shows on PBS and Bob Ross, of course. Electronic Firing Squad says, whenever someone says Fonzie, I think they say Fozzie, and I'm immediately disappointed. Sav says, I found Ghostbusters Factor. Ghostbusters Factor. What is Ghostbusters Factor? I don't know that, Sav. Sam says, my goal is to watch all 2019 movies. Wow. That's a lot of movies, Sam. Joey Baseball says, that's Hollywood in a nutshell. Sam liked the Child's Play. I liked the Child's Play MR. Does that mean, was that the remake? Remake, okay. Yeah. I wish I could agree with you, but I cannot. Donnie says, just because they legally can make it doesn't make it morally sound. I agree with you about Child's Play. Unfortunately, now they will make sequels. I don't know, Donnie. Was it enough of a hit? And can they make sequels? That's another question. Can they make sequels? Because they passed on Child's Play 2. Universal made Child's Play 2. So I don't know if legally they own the rights to the name Child's Play 2. Maybe they can call it Child's Play in a subtitle. I don't know. That's interesting, though. I don't know if they will be able to make sequels or not. But there's going to be more sequels to the original series made by Don Mancini because he's working on a TV series for Sci-Fi. So there's going to be a TV series set in the original continuity. And he's working on a Child's Play 8. So there's going to be another movie. Mike D says, when are we going to get a Burning 1981 sequel? That was I like The Burning. That was a good one. Do I think the new Ghostbusters will be any good? I hope so. I want it to be good. I really want it to be good. I've been waiting for a Ghostbusters 3 as long as I can remember. Aubrey says, did I see the new Harley Quinn trailer? I can't remember the actual title. Oh, Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. I did like the trailer. I liked it quite a bit. I'm really looking forward to that movie. That's a movie that I was, lukewarm on. I didn't really care until I saw Bumblebee. Then I saw Bumblebee, and Birds of Prey is written by the same screenwriter, Christina Hodgson, who wrote Bumblebee. And Bumblebee was one of my favorite films last year. And I said, oh my God, if the woman who wrote Bumblebee is writing Birds of Prey is going to be great. Now, I can't speak for the director because I'm not familiar with the director of Birds of Prey. Her name's Kathy Yan. I've never seen anything she's done before. So I guess technically the director could foul it up, but I have a lot of faith in that screenwriter because, I mean, Bumblebee was so great. She wrote that. So I'm hoping Birds of Prey is as good as I think it's going to be. And I didn't really think it was going to be great until I saw Bumblebee. But now I can't wait. And it was a good trailer. It was a very good trailer. Joey Baseball says, remember the animated Muppets cartoon that they made with other Jim Henson Saturday morning show about monsters? Little Muppet Monsters. Yes, Little Muppet Monsters. Only aired a couple episodes. There were only a couple episodes of Little Muppet Monsters that aired, but yeah, there was an animated Muppets cartoon where Kermit and Fozzie were like private eyes. Again, only a couple aired. And then there was animated Pigs in Space shorts, too. Conor McGregor says, what are my thoughts on Karate Kid 3? I think Karate Kid 3 is one of the best bad movies ever made. It is one of those great, so bad it's good films. I love the Karate Kid 3 for all the wrong reasons. Quicksilver. Man can't see, can't fight. The macaroni and cheese. When Daniel's talking about macaroni and cheese, he says the words macaroni and cheese like 12 times in the sentence. It's ridiculous. I love everything about that movie. It's so cheesy. I really enjoy the crap out of it. It's probably my favorite Karate Kid movie, if we're being honest. Sab says found Ghostbusters factory sealed for I guess that's £2. Okay, I didn't. You said I. Oh, you. I think you missed. Okay, I didn't understand what you were saying last time. I get it now. That's good though. Donnie says, speaking of Karate Kid, I'm really enjoying Cobra Kai on YouTube. Oh my God, Cobra Kai is a great show. If you're not watching Cobra Kai, I mean, I guess you got to be a fan, but if you like the Karate Kid, you should be watching Cobra Kai. Joey Baseball says, why did they call the movie Justice League instead of Super Friends? I think a better question is, why did they call the show Super Friends instead of Justice League? Because even on the show, they called them the Justice League. They'd be like, meanwhile, at the Hall of the Justice League. So I don't know. I don't know why they use the word Super Friends. Sam says, did you like Monster Squad? Not a big fan. Oh, Sam, I got to disagree with you. I love Monster Squad. I'm a big fan of Monster Squad. Monster Squad, I always say, the Goonies and the Monster Squad are very similar because they're both about a group of kids that have an adventure. One's with pirates, one's with monsters. I like Monster Squad better of the two, personally. Charlie says, hey Joe, thoughts on him when Harry Met Sally? It's okay. I don't love it, but it's all right. Conor McGregor says, what classic film should get the Cobra Kai TV treatment, Joe? Oh, good question. Good question. I'd have to think about that. Oh, I'd really have to think about that. I don't know. I mean, I could just pull something out of the air and be like, Breakfast Club, they all get back together at a high school reunion. But no, I don't know. That's not going to work for everything. It is not going to work for everything. So what would it work for? I don't know. I got to think about it. I really do. Truth is, Cobra Kai probably shouldn't have worked. It's kind of amazing that it does. Joey Baseball says, favorite Toy Story character? Probably Woody. Though I do like the aliens. I like the little aliens. Ooh, the claws, our master. I like them. But no, I have a great affection for Woody. And, all right, guys. I'm going to wrap it up because it has been an hour and my throat is killing me. I'd like to thank you for joining us. Real quick, Sam says Goonies a well-made movie. Yeah, I agree. I think Monster Squad's a well-made movie too, though. Joey Baseball says Zootopia would make a great TV show. I'm actually surprised they haven't turned Zootopia into a TV show. Disney turns everything into a TV show. There was a Tangled TV show, Big Hero 6. Why not? All right, guys. Sam says, go watch a movie. No, it's Wednesday. Survivor's on. I gotta watch Survivor. Gotta watch the Goldbergs. Anyway. Mike D says it was off-putting when Dracula called the little... Yeah, I agree. But anyway, I like the movie. Sav says, bye, Jill, of your child. Thank you, Sav. We love having you here. I appreciate you staying up so late to watch us. Get some sleep, Sav. Get some sleep. It's late. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it, as always. Until next week, keep wearing those pajamas.